Hello, everybody. My name's Steven, and I'm with Cannin.com. And this week we're back for another technical analysis. And we're looking into one of the Canadian companies that everybody should know about, TGOD, the Green Organic Dutchman. One of the brands known for doing things organically. They sell their products in recycled packaging. They grow all their cannabis organically. They have greenhouses, two of them, that are certified LEED, LEED. So they have a nice story. They do things the right way. They've also signed some deals, some supply agreements with Aurora Cannabis, who we all know. But let's look at the pricing chart. The fundamentals are good, but let's see what the pricing chart says. You can see we're looking at TGOD. The TSX is where this is traded. TGODF is the ticker down here in the US on the OTC. But we're looking at the Canadian ticker right now. You can see it was up about $3 back in late 2019, and typical story, tough on the whole industry. Into 2020, we entered right around 60 cents. Then we had even more troubles, down to 30 cents, another halving in 2020. And more recently, we had a little pop out, a little bit of gains. You can see it popped from about 26 cents up to 53. So another doubling of the stock. So hopefully you are watching the fundamentals here, and I'll show you why. We're looking at the technicals. So up top, we have three indicators. One is the triple SMA, smooth moving average. And you can see our red line is the short period, that's the 20 period. The blue line is the medium period, the 50 period. And the long period is this neon green line, that's 200 periods. So you can see what happens. We're getting little crosses back and forth in 2019. When the short-term periods are below, that's a bad sign. Prices are going down. When the short-term SMAs cross over the longer-term period SMAs, that's a sign to buy. And so you can see we had a little upward time. And right about here, when the stock was at 34 cents, is when we had our 20 period cross our 50 period SMA. That's called the golden cross, and what we want to look for before we buy. So had we entered there, we would have had about 34 cents up to about 56 cents. So we would have got the second half of that move. What about the MACD? Let me just show you. We're looking, the MACD is blue, the signal line is orange. Again, when we get that cross. So it actually happened back here all the way at the end of March, but they stayed relatively close to each other. The pricing chart wasn't doing much this entire time, 20s, 20s, 20s. And then you can see the MACD really spike away from the signal line, a real slope change, and that's what we love to see, not only above the signal line, which is what we want, but a real positive slope change. And that, look at that, it happened on the very first candle that we took off. So ahead of that pricing chart, the MACD was telling us to buy. Then it gave us a nice exit signal. Look, right here, 44 cents, it crossed back below the signal line, and it said, get out now. And so if you weren't one that watches the slopes, and we are, of the MACD line, we would have seen this as a zero slope and we would have gotten out. But if you're not one that watches that, there's your other signal right there. And this is all backed up by the RSI. Again, we're looking at 70 and 30 as our range of purple here. We broke out right here on the very first candle. That indicator backs up what we saw in the MACD. We love when technical indicators back each other up. Extra evidence, super strong signals. And then it stayed positive for a while until about the 26th of May, and then it popped back down where it currently is at 53, which couldn't be more central as there is. So really nice indicators to see when the pop is. You can see the SMAs are a little late. The MACD and the RSI have no lag whatsoever. Currently, what are we looking for? 52.5 on the RSI. That's not telling us a thing. It's right in the middle. We just dipped below the signal line on the MACD, but they're fairly close, and you can see we're approaching zero. So not much happening there. We do have a recent golden cross, but it's the 20 period and the 50 period, so it's not as strong of a golden cross as we could have had. When the 20 period crosses the 200 period, this green line, that's a super strong buy signal. So not much going on here too, and that's kind of indicative by the horizontal price movement. So keep an eye on all these three indicators. They told us what to do, and we would have had a nice doubling of the stock. Right now, they're telling us to do nothing. But these moving averages are getting closer, so they may be more ripe for a cross. So keep paying attention, keep learning, keep using technical analysis, and let us know if you have any questions. Have a great weekend, everybody.